All people do is complain about that there aren't any Lorcana cards. I have an idea. Is it another swimming pool full of money? Because we already have enough swimming pools full of money. No. A distraction. Like another tweet. We'll tweet, we hear you. That'll work. I think we should preview set 2. But set 2 doesn't come out until mid-November or December. That's really not going to be enough cards for people. Right, but we previewed set 2 back in like September of 2022, almost a full year before launch, and everyone was super excited and the most happy they ever were all the way before launch. As soon as we launched the cards, everyone got upset because they couldn't find them. So what I think we should do is just preview set 2. Okay, but then we still won't have any cards when set 2 launches. What are we going to do then? Well, everyone will just go crazy for set 3 previews at that point. Alright, so complete chaos happened all last week, and we got previews for set 2. Everyone's just going to get super hyped up again, which is whatever. I mean, it's fun that people are having fun. I still like to go out to Target, Walmart, and all those places and figure out I can't get any cards. I go to all the TCG cards, no cards. So I don't really like the fact that everyone's getting super hyped up. They're going to go out and there's still going to be no cards for set 2. I don't like the fact that I have to go out 2 hours early when it launches to get my hands on like 20 packs of cards for set 2. I don't like it, but I'm going to do it. I'm a degenerate. You're a degenerate watching this. We're probably all degenerates. We'll probably all, line up 2 hours early, get set 2 when the TCG stores open, and then probably never see the product again until reprints happen months later. I don't want to talk about the power creep because I don't think it matters. We've only seen 13 cards out of the 204 card set. I'm sure there's going to be stronger cards. I'm sure there's going to be weaker cards. I kind of really want to talk about the 2 starters, though, because they're not covering 2 colors. And I think the starters were actually the strongest part of Lorcana because everyone can pretty much get a hold of the starters, I think. I mean, everyone can probably get a hold of at least 1 or 2 starters. And if the allotments are kind of like what they were last time, everyone will probably be able to get a hold of both of these starters. And the starters are probably going to be stronger than the previous ones. So if people are just jumping into those games, the starters are going to be the best place to go for cards. Not fighting over boxes, not buying $400 booster boxes off TCG Player. Like, actually just buying the starter decks is probably going to be the best entry point for anybody. But now we have 2 colors that are wiped out, and those 2 new starters I think are going to be way stronger than the previous starters. I think that's where the power creep really is that the new starters will be better. So if you haven't bought the old ones and the new ones came out by the time you're watching this video, just don't buy the first edition starters unless you're just collecting them, because I think the newer starters are just going to be that much better. But what I'm most concerned about is the playmats. I still haven't got my hands on a Steamboat Mickey playmat yet, and playmats are what I'm most worried about. Because I'm wondering if they're going to keep printing the Steamboat Mickey playmat or the First Chapter playmats, or if they're just done with those and now they're going to move on to set 2, set 3, set 4, and we're never going to see those playmats again. Because I really like that artwork. I really wanted to get my hands on it, but every time I go anywhere, every accessory ever is sold out. The deck boxes suck. The sleeves suck. I don't know why people are buying them. I don't want them. But the playmats look awesome and cool. If you want the sleeves, buy the sleeves. I don't care. I'd rather buy katanas or eclipses. I think they're better for the money. Plus, I can go out to the store anytime I want and just buy a box of them. I don't need to wait for someone to scalp them or something else going on. I also think those are better products in general, too. I think if you watch this video from the professor, he actually goes through a stretch test where you see what the difference is between a cheap and a expensive card sleeve is. And I am guaranteeing that the Lorcana card sleeves are not going to pass the stretch test. Again, I think this whole hype cycle here is just to cover for the fact that they don't have any cards available. We have to go a long time before we're even going to see set 2. We're going to wait till November. We have 30 days in October. And then, what's going to happen is if you don't get to your hobby store within the first 30 minutes, they're going to be sold all the way out. You're not going to find them at Target. You're not going to find them at Walmart. We're going to get the same allocation that we got on the previous set until they start boosting this in set 3. Do not set your expectations too high that you're actually going to be able to get a hold of cards. I'm sorry to break that news to you, but it probably will not happen. The Scalper's going to be out again. I'm hoping it's not as bad, but just be ready for it. It's going to happen again. I'm really hoping with set 3 they're able to boost those numbers and get a lot more product out there. Honestly, until we see Moana selling for like $5, I don't think that we have enough cards out there. But that's the other interesting thing I want to see happen is I want to see what happens to those first edition cards if they're no longer playable because everything just power creeps them right out. I want to see if the prices drop so people can collect that first set without having to pay a king's ransom for it. Keep in mind there's supposed to be an October drop. The hobby stores and Targets, Walmarts, those places are supposed to get cards early October. I don't know what early October means, but that's the best date I get from anyone. No one wants to touch a date of when cards actually want to show up from Ravensburger. I think that's a bad sign. I wish they would be more specific on it. I wish real dates could get out there, but I understand why everyone's so gun shy with how scarce they are out there. I think even when product does show up, most places are still selling it for $1 or $2 over what a pack should cost, which I think is terrible. But you know, they're gonna make their money the way they want to make their money. I hope you guys liked the skit. If you did, like the video, subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in the next video.